Well, the first is to state a fundamental truth, that the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria guarantees freedom of association, freedom to associate and freedom not to associate. So if you start off associating with people, and along the way you get to know that you don't really blend with these people, the Constitution guarantees you the freedom to not to associate with them anymore. And that exactly is what happened with APC. You will recall that I participated in the governorship primaries, which took place in 2014, February, but it was a charade. And even thereafter, subsequent events playing out indicated to me that I didn't belong to that group of people, because their values, what they represented, what they stood for, were so different from my own personal values. So I decided to leave them. I campaigned vigorously for the president at that time, the presidential candidate, as an APC member, but I increasingly saw that this was not what I expected from the president I worked for.
What are those things what are those things that might be debilitating for you, that may have caused you to jump ship, that you saw in the government, the president that you campaigned for?
Well, first of all, is the complete lack of internal democracy, complete lack of respect for due process, complete disdain from constitutional and legal provisions. To them, these things don't matter. And I am trained, I'm a lawyer, I'm a professor of law, and I have attained the position that God has enabled me to attain, believing that laws matter, believing that rules and regulations matter, that societies progress if they stick to the rule of law, because the whole essence of the rule of law is to separate human beings from animals living in the state of nature. You know, human beings are governed by rules, and that makes us different from animals in the jungle. But where you find human beings beginning to behave as if laws don't matter, they are dispensable.
So this is what you think was going on in the APC.
Yes, and continues to go on.
And you blame President Bola Tinubu for these problems?
Well, he is the head. You know, the head. People talk about leadership, the ability of leadership to influence the followership. Some people give up on Nigeria, that Nigeria cannot get better. But I don't buy that argument. I don't agree. I believe that when, by the grace of God, we get a good leader, we will see a massive transformation. And there are examples to talk about in other countries. People talk about Singapore. Singapore was a poor, wretched country, almost at par with Nigeria, but it took the emergence of a leader, Lee Kuan Yew, to transform Singapore.
But the president, Tinubu, those who are close to him, said he wants to be the Lee Kuan Yew of Nigeria. he wants to be the revolutionary leader. And he said that he's on that trajectory to changing things with a tough policy and tough decision, that at the end of the day, he doesn't want to be the leader who kick the can down the road, and at the end of the day finds out that we are in deeper trouble. He wants to make the tough decision, albeit painful and unpopular.
One of the major problems with the APC government in particular these days is that rhetorics differ from reality. What they say is really borne out by reality. You know, I was listening to speeches being made, and I think Nigerians have come to understand that you shouldn't believe these people, because even what they are saying, they themselves don't believe in what they are saying.